Listen, what you do is a hard grind. And when we off record, and I told you the people I was working with, you don't remember me mentioning Jared Flood?
I was born at night, not last night.
Trump Truth Media and
appreciate that.
Trump Network and all that shit. I came in because I was late that day. Right? This is what I'm saying. My friends and my business partners, bro, sometimes the shit's so disrespectful. The things that's put in front of me, how they making money, and the shit that I've been going through and doing to make money. Yeah, I done made a lot of money, but this shit they do, when I show you this and you say, all right, Wax, see if you can take what we're doing and put it over there, and I bring you back a contract that says, this is your low number.
I want to tell people something, right? And I said this before, but I'm going to make sure I say it again so people can understand this, right? You got to pay attention to this, right? Wack has been trying to get Adam involved inside of some type of deal so that he can lock him in a deal and take advantage of Adam financially. And this has been since Dosh Network, right? This has been since Dosh Network. He's trying to lock him in a deal. Straight up. He tried it with Dosh Network. It didn't work. Now he's trying it with this right here. Listen to him though. Smash that like button and hit the subscribe button, right? Just listen to him.
Right? And then what they'll do once it's performing, right? They'll add it to another network that has another 4 million, then another 3 million, and then your 0.3 cents times that 4 million and that 3 million. It's a whole nother. That's why 50 Cent laughing at niggas.
But why would these networks pay you 3 cents per subscriber? Like why? For what?
Why did you let Crip Mac come in here and sit down the day he got out of jail? It's a relationship, right? This place called America, this world we in, I got a GED, bro.
I feel like this is an evasive
answer. No, I'm telling you some real shit.
Yeah.
It's the relationships with people, bro. I got a GED. I grew up in Bequemis, a little city right there with 100,000 people.
And I feel like, I have some good relationships too.
Pay attention to how he switches the topic in the subject when he's being questioned and he can't answer it. The lies.
But I don't know of any relationship that would just give me $250,000 a month for no reason.
It's not for no reason.
But what is the reason?
Okay, for one, if they have a new company up there, a new network, right? You know what comes with that? A new place for advertisement, right? Guess who provides the advertisement?
The company.
And guess what they do? They share in what revenue?
The advertising revenue.
And they're only giving me a couple cents from their overall dollar that they're collecting from everybody, right?
But presumably
is it adding up to you?
What you would have to have a lot of people watching your content in order for them to want to give you that much money.
Because you're still in YouTube land. It's not about the people that's watching the content.
You're not going to make money unless people see the advertisements on your content.
You're missing. Okay, well, they can see how many people is going there, and that's dictates your growth. But listen, if we bring somebody on this platform, 4Extras, no disrespect, 4Extras. 4Extras Instagram numbers started to soar when
he was on No Jumper, I guess.
Okay, so we're going to a platform that already got 7 million people on it. And on pops.
And what is that platform?
And on pops a new channel. What's gonna happen?
So now it went from 6.2, 6 point something, 15 million to 7 million. The boy, it been 5 different numbers that has been thrown around about this company. Adam has exposed this to the T, and Adam does business. There's no way that Adam would involve himself in what Wack has going on because there's nothing there.
Regardless.
Some people will watch the content. What is that platform?
And we talk about it off camera. Well, if you want to, Look, I called my business partner blind. That's one of my, it's only 3 of us. He's one of them. I called him blind. I gave you a number, right? Like, again, Adam, and you know I've told you time and time again, and I know you in your comfort zone because you're doing well for yourself. I've talked to Josh and all kind of people. Bro, it's other shit we could do on some real shit. Because people ask me, they like, yo, Wack, that no jumper. I'm like, I ask him.
Look. He's admitting that people are asking him to scam no jumper. He's admitting this. Yo, people ask me, what's up with no jumper? So people are asking Wack, how are we going to scam no jumper? And he's like, oh, I'll try. I'll see. See, and what he would do, I'm going to tell y'all, right? If he was able to manipulate Adam to get involved in one of these deals, he would put everything else on somebody else. He would say, they're the ones. I just turned you on to them. This is what he does with everything, right? He would have said, they did it. I didn't do it. They're the ones that took the money and ran. I had nothing to do with it. And I don't think Adam would fall for anything like that. Not at all. Nobody's falling for that.
But I stay in my lane because this is your business.
It would just have to make more sense to me.
I mean, the only thing makes sense to me is when they say deliver this here, our tech team will do the work here. This is how you getting paid. This your bottom line. This is our revenue split when it comes to the ad. And this is what's coming to you every month, every quarter, so on and so forth. As long as that motherfucking wire is hitting and I can go over there and see that it's there, I don't know how much more sense it need to make.
So you don't see how much the subscriptions are. You don't see the details. All you know is that a wire's coming. Nah, a wire's never coming. Wack's not getting paid any money for this stuff. They're trying to figure out how to scam individuals.
How can I access the nothing but sports content? Do I have to have like a Roku or whatever the hell that was?
I mean, we totally understand. That's how a lot of people's working. And now you're getting smart.
Well, that was the logo that was on the website.
See, Zeus has his own app, right?
But people are paying for Zeus, right?
Zeus
There's no free version of it, right?
Right? Imagine Zeus being a network and then it had other stations, right? That's part of his network. And Zeus is saying, for you to bring your format over here, I'll pay you 2 cents or 3 cents times the people that's already subscribing because I need more shit and I need more slots where I can, because I have a ad team over here, ad company, because they own the ad company, right? I need more slots to put more ad revenue and we're going to share in that. These motherfuckers is monopolizing the system.
What I will say is that I know we have a lot of smart people who watch this podcast, a lot of sleuths out there. So while I might not necessarily have the time to dig into this and see what content is available, I think that they're probably going to do the digging for us. And maybe they can kind of flesh out.
They're going to find number sports. They're going to find a bunch of different shows on there because we pay for them. We license them out.
Listen to him.
So that's coming out of the $238,000 a month.
No.
Listen to him.
It's whatever costs. Well, the first 6 months we partnered with the people, right? And I got to do something for them as well. But when you see me, like, think about it. You think Blueface, I couldn't have took that shit to the Zone, anywhere else. I could have took that fucking Swaggy P fight anywhere, right? Sure. But you know, that's just like me bringing something here. Why would I bring it here? You know what I'm saying? Because I got a situation with you here, right? So reason why I took it over there. Did you?
Hey, listen, Wack is bad business, man. And Adam is exposing to everybody that he's bad business. So it's like Adam was the sacrificial lamb to see that this dude is bad business in the podcast YouTube space. And by him being a sacrificial lamb, for the people that don't pay attention to it, they're going to be the ones that get fooled and tricked and be stuck in financial situations dealing with this guy, right? If you sign contracts with this guy, they're going to go bad because they all do.
You just watched the Clarissa Shields fight?
I did not.
You know they got 4 buckles, right?
Buckles?
Yeah, in the ring. 4 buckles.
Okay, 4 corners. Yeah.
I control 2 of the corners. Nothing but sports.
Really?
This a fact.
That's interesting.
This a fact.
Can we find this?
Yeah, you can find.
So now it's I. All this time it's been we, my team. Now it's I. You got to listen to the lies and the manipulation. He gives you the details because we all know as people, right? When you're a liar, you're always going to get caught in your lies because you can't maintain. You have to keep telling another lie with another lie. Now he controlled the corners. His team didn't have nothing to do with it. He did. Come on, man.
Find it.
Okay.
This a fact.
Well, definitely.
Again, shit that people ain't pay attention to, but because it ain't on YouTube or something, people tend to be like, oh, we don't know what's going on.
Well, I mean, the fight is.
I tell you what, here we go. Watch this.
Whoops.
Brought to you tonight by Selena Promotions and Win Records in association with 313 Presents and Kings Promotions. Sponsored by Zeus, Bet Online, OnlyFans, M Select Luxury Water, Tough Shed,
In the corners.
SMT Financial, and Nothing But Sports.
They did show it?
Bro, listen, my nigga, like, listen, How
much you have to pay to sponsor something like this?
I didn't pay shit for it.
Why
Listen
not?
to him.
I didn't pay a dime for it.
How's that work?
Oh, Paru, I didn't pay a dime for it.
Listen, this is the guy that we all know is involved with criminal activity on the internet. He'll pay to get your life taken. He'll have somebody do something to you, right? But he got Nothing But Sports put inside of the boxing ring. Him, not nobody else. See, we all know that Wack doesn't know how to run a business. He attaches his name to anybody's company to make himself feel relevant. Like he attached himself to No Jumper so that he can be relevant to the world when it comes to the podcast game. He attached himself to Vlad so that he can be relevant. But Vlad wouldn't allow him to get that close. Adam did. He had to be the sacrificial lamb in this situation.
Right? It's called When You're in Business.
Oh, right there. I think your text needs to be easier to read.
It's two of them.
This is pretty hard to read.
It's one and the other one. That's cool. You go down it if you want to.
No, but I mean everybody else.
But then again, this is a pretty big deal fight. But you know the things that I do because they're not amplified like that. You think it ain't moving. That's not necessarily so, bro.
I just think you probably should be more transparent with how people can support this content.
No, not necessarily.
I still am kind of confused about how I'm going to be able to like get this app on so that I can do my own research.
Some shit
I can watch this on Apple TV on my iPhone. So is there an app?
Listen, some shit you just let do his thing.
That is a strange way to talk about a business, but
yeah.
I mean, bro, I'm just putting what I'm telling the people is it's a lot of things out there going on that's in its early stages that may not be amplified to be big and be popular, but that don't mean it ain't making money.
And for the record, it's not nothing but bunt cakes, right?
I don't know what that's the first thing. I don't know what that is.
Can we name any business that Wack says he has a partnership and ownership in that has elevated? Can we name any one of them? Because I can't name none of them. None of the businesses that he's claimed to have this ownership, Dodge Network and these other businesses, they haven't went anywhere. His 100 ENT, none of these businesses, they haven't went anywhere. Incredible Diapers, none of them. You can't name one of those businesses that have went to another level. They all been talked about, but they've never taken off, ever.
Yeah. Kia, I remember when Kia came out here, we had the contracts.
Search Nothing But Sports on the Apple iPhone on the App Store, and the first thing that comes up is DAZN, and then Fanatics, and then a video game called Shooting Hoops. Like, how do I get this on my phone?
He looking for it. He looking hard because he said it ain't making no money.
Well, no, I would want to be. No, you'd think you would want to make it like easy to find, right?
Man, I don't have to say nothing about Nothing But Sports. Nothing But Sports is on autopilot, brother. I don't listen, man. A lot of people don't like me because they can't figure me out.
Well, I mean, I definitely can't figure out how I'm supposed to arrive at this content.
Listen,
It says that you can watch it on the iPhone. How do I find it on the iPhone?
Nah, we got you figured out, dude. Yeah, we got you figured out. Everything is a scam and it's a lie. We definitely got you figured out, man. So that right there, yeah, you can save that. You know, we all can see these businesses are fufafi. We don't hear anything about Dash Network. Dash Network was big last year. Everybody remember, Dash Network was huge last year. It just went away. Okay.
Ask you a question. If I would have never told you about that, and it was 7 fights, and those buckles never changed, and I swear to God, I didn't spend 1 penny. My company didn't spend 1 penny on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's who we tied to and who we doing business with.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
But the point of an advertisement
Remo
is
going
to
somewhere.
generate attention for the product.
Yeah, okay, but do you think that's there? It's not a product?
Well, I can't find it in the App Store.
You think that's there? Is not a product?
Well, you tell me, how do I get it on my phone?
I'm asking you, do you think it's not there? Is not a product?
How do I get it on my phone?
I just want to make the bet first.
Well,
I want to bet you.
I don't understand why we would have to have a bet in order for me to be able to find the content.
Because listen.
Like, listen to this right here, right? Listen to this, right? If you're on a platform with 5 million subscribers, 4.9, why wouldn't you want to promote your product? Why would you want to leave everybody speculating about a product, but you're willing to bet money that the product is doing these numbers and it really exists? Does that make sense? Not at all. You got a product where everybody can be exposed to it. You would rather go on here and say who's snitching and what paperwork you have, how the feds got this case and that case, but you don't want to promote a product that you said exists in front of millions of people that watch the platform. Man, if it ain't a scam, what it is then? Let me know.
It's really not important to me to promote that on No Jumper. I'm just telling you.
You think that would be a good place to promote such content?
Listen, when it's time for that, then I'll do that.
Why would now not be a good time? You're buying or you're getting advertisements in boxing matches, but you won't say it on a podcast?
When it's, well, you know, the boxing match is being advertised. It was a great thing. I appreciate you for showing up to support. Shout out to Vlad and everybody else that showed up to support. Zab, Judah, and the rest of them. When it's time for me to go hard on this, I will. My point is, just because it ain't loud doesn't mean it ain't generate money. That's my whole point, bro.
But as a business, you want to be loud. You want people to know about it. You want it to be clear how they can view it. And I'm laying it out for you right now, and you still won't tell us how we can access it.
Because listen, I know what we're doing and how we're doing it, right? And right now at this point in time, No Jumper ain't really what we're doing with that. When you get people,
you don't think that our audience is the target demographic that might want to watch a bunch of sports on TV?
My point with this is just to show you, just because it's not popular and it's not loud doesn't mean it's not winning. That's all I'm saying.
But if you can't even tell me or the people at home how to access it.
I don't want to tell you.
Why?
It doesn't matter to me right now because that's it.
So this platform has 6 million, 6.2, 7 million, 15 million, and you don't want to tell nobody right now? Smells like a scam to me. You know, if you think this is a scam that Whack is running, put a 1 in the chat. Shout out to all y'all that rock with Deezy. If you think this is a scam, put a 1. If you think it's not a scam, put a 2. Straight up. Let me know. You hear me? If you think this is a scam, put a 1. If you think it's not a scam, put a 2. Because this doesn't sound too right to me. Why don't you want to tell anybody about the business? That doesn't make any sense. You know, but he's definitely letting everybody know that something isn't right.
Situation is built on a guaranteed situation. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. It doesn't matter.
Okay, that makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense to you because you're from a world to where your money is driven by the demand of the people you promote to. Right. That's a business to where it doesn't matter because what it's tied to and the politics around and what is contractually.
Maybe right now we don't need to access it for some reason, but Blueface has a fight in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
How will we watch it?
All right, give me to about April, we'll talk about it.
So in April, we'll be able to download the app.
In April, everything's going to fire up. In April, everything's going to fire up.
And what does this mean? New media, show the screen.
So the end of April, everything's going to fire up. The trial begins May 5th. Why is everything going to fire up at the end of April? Big U trial starts May 5th. So at end of April, everything's going to fire up? Okay. All right. Just tell us anything, huh?